Hope people that in the house are doing. So I said this before, and thankfully, Cavan County Council, I have to say they're probably the only council in Ireland. And for me, looking around and watching what's happening in other counties that are doing this, and well, it's very good that they're doing this because a lot of people, in in the local towns in Cavan, pushed, including myself, pushed for the council to do this more than anything else. And that's to buy up old properties, old abandoned houses, like the country's full of them. Um, Now, before I say anything else, it does cost a tiny bit more than say if you're building a house. It does, like new council houses cost nearly 1 million, because they have to be insulated and all this. It costs a lot. It doesn't, it's not cheap. Um, it's not cheap. Like it's a lot of money for to build a new house. It's understandable. You get the material and everything, pay the men's wages, things like that. It's a lot of money. But there's a lot more money when you obviously get an abandoned house. You do it up. You paid it. You put in the insulation. You put everything like that. It does cost a tiny bit more, and that's understandable. But it's a sin. Like I know myself in this village, Bullisbridge, I pushed the council along with many other people. And there was 3 houses abandoned. The council are going to do something about it. They're going to knock down them, and they're going to knock down one, and they're going to redo the other 2. Paint them and all that, insulated. They're going to knock one of them down and build another one because it just can't be structured. It's not good structure in it. So that's something at least. That's what I mean, because the council look to buy more properties, and I was like, these houses are lying there for the last 17 years. Might as well use them. Might as well nobody it go for cheap because we didn't know who owned them, and it turns out nobody owned them nearly. Because the person who owned them, didn't really, we don't know what happened to them. We might as well be honest, but yeah, so we basically got the rights for it because we didn't know who owned it. But we're still waiting for the council to do it, but obviously with the coronavirus and things like that, it takes time. But there's so many abandoned houses. Like you go down any big town, there's abandoned houses. The council could do them up. It does cost, as I said, it does cost a bit of money. It's about the money too, because there has to be insulated and all that up to standard and things like that. I understand that, and it is a bit more expensive. But it's better than it's better to use them houses because them houses are just going to lie abandoned. And it's a sin to leave them to go to waste. Because 3 or 4 people, a family could be fitted into one of them, and they could be their dream home. Could turn into their dream home. And 2 new council houses being built in Bullisbridge Town and the GEA grounds. Beside the GEA grounds in Bullisbridge, the 2 new top of the range, nearly 1.5 million or something like that. And obviously local plumbers and things like that. I'm always forward. I'm totally forward because it's, more money going into the local economy, which is great. But yeah, they're going to be good. Them families, one of them's a family going to be moving in. They finally have a place to call home, which is great because they've been living in emergency accommodation for the last few years and things like that. So it'd be great to see them saying that they finally have somewhere, a roof over their head that they can call their own. So yeah, that's good. That's really, really good. But yeah, I'm saying to the local towns, Cavan is doing very, very well. Like the council have bought. Let me just check. I need to just check my diary. Sorry, this is unprofessional. I need to check my diary because I have the exact number of how many houses Cavan County Council purchased last year and this year. Like how many abandoned houses, property and things like that. 4 abandoned houses. Okay. Where is it here? Oh, here we are. So last year, actually for this year, I'll just say the 2. So I added this up just very quickly. So it's nearly 252. I think it's 252 for this year and last year. So these are abandoned properties, and the council are going to do them up, which is great. It's a great way of doing it. It saves. It does cost a bit more. I will say that it does cost a lot more, than building the new house right out. But still, it's worth it. Like leaving the buildings abandoned. I'm sure people will admit it's a sin to see 10,000 people lying in the streets in Dublin. Around the country too. There's more people lying around the country. You could do them up and you could put them in there and bangs, there's a deal. But yeah, it's a sin. It's just a sin to see abandoned houses lying there. And I'm sure people agree with me. Buildings should be used. They should be used. If they're there, you might as well do them up and use them. I'm sure people would agree. Because it's a sin to leave good buildings that are like older buildings. They just need a coat of paint. Some of them just need a coat of paint, lovely coat of new paint, and done up inside. There's nothing wrong with them. Like one of the, for example, I'm just trying to think. It was on one side of Cavan Category about that. I think it could be near Virginia, somewhere near Virginia. I remember somebody telling me this. And there was an old house the council bought it. They done it up, right? They painted it. There wasn't much to be done. We just painted, give the coat of paint inside, give the coat of paint. Bang, bang, done. There was nothing wrong with it. No, nothing needed to be done. All the electricity wires and everything were hooked in and everything. The pipes were good condition. They just needed a good clean. But everything was great. Everything was top of the notch. Everything was great, and they could just. It didn't take them no time at all to do everything insulated and everything. Like, they were all top notch. Houses like that were made to be. They were made to last. There was nothing wrong. There was no drains or anything down. They were made to last, and that's what it means. So yeah, great to see that. But anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think and subscribe for more, and bye.